Ladies and gentlemen, American Cheer and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. I've got my Bulldog Mafia t-shirt on, and we've got our technology going back. No more echo, if you noticed that. Spending bill. Well, there's about 20 some odd Republicans that are voting with the Democrats to disrupt the spending bill. I'm sure Mike Johnson will get it all figured out. The $1.2 trillion bill, so there's not a government shutdown. Tyler Robinson. He was in court yesterday, and the judge will make a decision. There was testimony actually taken about this alleged conflict from the county attorney. That's a Hail Mary pass that will not get answered. Mitch McConnell allegedly was in the hospital for being sick with flu-like symptoms. You know what always, and I'm not saying this to be cruel to Mitch McConnell, I just know this, and you know this from being elderly people. The things you want to worry about when you get really old is cardiac, respiratory issues, fall and break a hip, pneumonia, flu-like symptoms isn't good. Let's hope the old IV bag gets Mitch back at it. By the way, we don't need Mitch to die because then Bashir appoint his successor, albeit for a brief period. Voter ID. Well, you can't make this up, folks. If you look at the polling data, it's like 85% of whites support it, 83% of Hispanics support it, 78% of blacks support it. It's hysterical. It's really funny. It's the political gangsters of the Democrats that don't want voter ID. I think this was an incredible story because she could have just left it alone. Melinda Gates yesterday on a podcast said that she's disgusted about Bill Gates' relationship with Epstein, and she wants it all thoroughly investigated. I mean, it was a twisted knife into Bill Gates. Just think how Bill Gates, all that he did, and he's going to be remembered for, let's see, lying about climate change, getting an STD from a Russian prostitute, hanging out with Epstein. I mean, you talk about a guy whose legacy's in tatters. Representative Jerry Nadler, he actually said it. He basically said that it was okay for these anti-ICE protesters to kill ICE agents. It's insanity. Jill Biden's ex, William Stevenson, is charged with a first-degree murder of his current wife, Linda, in a domestic dispute December 28th. Just to refresh your memory, Jill was married to him at 18, left him and married old Joe Biden by the time I think she was 23 to 25. Claimed that there was a fling. They both worked for Joe Biden's campaign. Somalian cave attack. This is great. We apparently hit Somalian terrorists in Somalian caves, and Trump made a comment about whether Iman Omar was in the cave with them, checking on her people. Trump pointed out that Caitlin Collins from ABC News never smiles, always asks a snarky question. You got to ask yourself, wouldn't you think a reporter, even one who didn't like Trump, might want to ask a question sometime that would not be so obviously indignant in order to maybe get something out of him? Nope. And Eric Swalwell, it turns out he spent $200,000 on his campaign for child care, daycare. What's up with that? China money, baby. And world news. The United States and India has reached a deal on tariffs. Both sides are happy. Colombian President Pedro. Remember he said, "Come and get me, Mr. President"? Well, he didn't have to. Pedro went to the White House and had a sit down at the White House yesterday. And Cuba. President Trump continues to put pressure on Cuba. When will Cuba want to come to the United States and let freedom ring? In pop culture, the Guthrie update has gotten crazy. There's apparently been a Bitcoin email demand for like $1 billion. We now know that there was blood at the scene. Their FBI, the state, county, they're questioning anybody and everybody, looking at video footage. I got a prediction on this. Okay, this is my prediction. It's either going to be somebody connected to the family or drug cartel. It's going to be one or the other. Raids to Conquer. This is a book that I just started reading, and it is so good. It's about 10 great generals and 10 big battles. But the thesis of the entire book is that war is always inevitable, and what the secrets are to avoiding war, what the secrets are when you fight a war. It all has application to what I do in the law game and the media game too. It is outstanding. This guy who wrote this book is well versed in literature and history, and he puts it all together. Sports Without Boundaries, the NFC won the Pro Bowl. This was wild. Pickens, the wide receiver from Dallas, was the MVP for the NFC. This is wild. The Bengals, some big events. Burrow threw an interception to seal the loss. But Jamar Chase picked off a pass in the end zone and ran it back for a pick six. Winter Olympics games. You ready? They begin on Friday, the opening ceremony. Are you going to watch? I shall not, but my wife's a big fan. In your history today, George Washington, today in history, 1789, became the first president of the United States. And Shakespeare, your insult of the day is, do not be a moldy, shrill-gorged gudgeon. Do not be a moldy, shrill-gorged gudgeon. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.